Luca Nation, welcome. We want to welcome you guys back to what I think is going to be an awesome episode. I couldn't be more excited personally for my play. It's a play that I love the art of the card. I love the opportunity with the card, and I love the reasoning. So if I'm doing like that whole 3-star play, this feels like it's going to be a 3-star play. Guys, I'm telling you right now. So if I come into this episode with a bit of Venom today, just know it's not going to be towards you guys. It's not towards my community. So I just want to let you guys know that right off the bat. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys that like kind of interact with me a little bit offline. You know I'm a little bit kind of fucked up, a little bit crazy. So that Venom, it's not towards you guys.
Can I come in with a little anti-Venom?
No, that Venom is towards the status quo. That Venom's towards the status quo.
I like it.
Yeah, that Venom's towards the status quo.
I like it.
And let you guys know a little bit of what we're throwing around with Cage. So for whatever reason, maybe not on a weekly basis, but every 2 weeks we get approached with a new partnership opportunity. Somebody that, they love what we're about. They love the community we're building. I think part of it is they love that we tell it how it is.
They love you. That's what it is. They love you. They love you.
I think they like the Luca Nation community. So something we're floating around, guys, is you guys know we're going to have an NFT fund and all that stuff, but something that's kind of cool and shows you kind of how we like to do our partnerships and our sponsorships, because we believe we got them in a large part because of you. So what we're throwing around is holders of our Luca Nation NFT, our Lucas Tigers NFT. Do we start spreading out the profits from those partnerships as dividends? And Cage hates when I do that, say those words, but as small pieces of the pie that we distribute throughout our community. So just to give you guys a little bit of a preview of what we're thinking about and how we're thinking about this project long term.
So here's what I'm thinking about. There are people who approach us with Luca Nation specific ideas. And we can roll that into utility into the Tigers. I mean, there's a million ways of doing it, but we don't want to talk about the NFTs. As a matter of fact, guys, he's got some Venom, and he'll throw the Venom out there, but I'm going to start this off a little differently from my perspective. You guys don't get too much personal stuff, and maybe I'll be the anti-Venom for Andrew. So, those of you out there who are married and your wives think that, you're cheating on them because you spent so much time with Lucas, Tigers, and Bronze, you could play this episode for them, right? You could play this one. Play the next couple minutes. Here we are, a couple minutes in. Here's a good one, right? So that they know you're listening to good, clean, wholesome family fun. I'm going to take a minute, give you some insight into my life and my world, because we've given you plays. Andrew's given you plays. I've made a lot of plays in my life. And I would say more often than not, they turn out okay for me, right? But the best play I ever made, exactly 21 years ago today, I went on my first date with my wife. I remember that. I remember it. It was my first date, September 23rd, 21 years ago today. I am that old. It's my first date with my wife. And, I figured, let me just take a second to acknowledge that. It's the best play I've ever made. Happy family, love and life, doing cards, you name it. I want to just, take the edge off of Andrew. He's been in a bad mood today, a little Venom, and bring
not a bad mood. But that's also, not a bad mood. Venom is actually good because you guys out there dude, I've done more calls with our community in the last few weeks, and they all get to know me. They know I'm a little bit effed up, but that Venom, that little crazy gene is not towards like I want to hurt people. It's I want us all to win so much. I want people's lives to change. I want them to reach another financial stratosphere so that they don't have to look back and, have to worry about their bills and stuff like that. So, and I want the community to get to that point. What are you doing are you taking your wife to dinner? Are you getting her flowers?
We'll see what time I get out of the office today. I'm that kind of husband. I'm ready. I mean, our anniversary just happened, 17 years married. We were at Disney World for that anniversary. Poor wife of mine in Disney World. But hey, it is what it is. From first date, from law school. We'll figure it out when we get home. I'm sure the kids got to do homework and all that stuff. And, we'll figure something out, maybe get some dinner or something, maybe wait till the weekend to celebrate it. But anyway, just something I'll acknowledge just because, guys, listen, we know you all have lives. We know you're all doing your own stuff. We know you're all doing that. But, you're with us. You spend time with us every day. It's it's a date that means something to me. So I'll throw it out there and let you guys know we're all sharing. We're all family here. We're all Lucas Tigers. So I can't wait to hear your play, brother. It sounds like it's an exciting one. 3 stars. You reserve 3 stars for important things like the Bengals last week. which was just just an amazing 3-star play.
How do you make sense of that? How do you let Andy Dalton with a bum and knee beat you? I don't understand that, NFL. I hope I could do I hope I could do it better this week, guys. I didn't do great last week at all.
You did fine. I mean, listen, this has been
fine is not good enough.
It's been a crazy start. Let's just start that. It's been a crazy start to the season. You know, it'll get a little less crazy as we go along. But yeah, man. What do you got? What's today's topic du jour? What's going on in the hobby?
My venom is towards this. So I was thinking this morning. So a lot of people are for NFTs. A lot of people are against NFTs.
Oh, right? Okay.
And people have the right to do that, right?
Yeah.
We all have our own personal opinions. But it got me thinking. I mean, you guys at Luca Nation know, who haven't we had on this show? I mean, think about it, right? We came at F1. We got Lou Janou on the show. We're like, talk to us. Well, we're like VHS tapes, comics. All right, bro, name it. Come on, let's talk a little bit about this, right? NFTs, Top Shot. We've had everybody on. We have people we agree with. We have people we disagree with. You know who my venom is with, Cage?
Ooh, I can't wait.
It's the people that run their mouths that have an audience that don't have the balls to bring us on. To hear why we do the things we do and how we get our community involved and how we try to educate people. Because in reality, they're not ready for that conversation, right? They're talking heads. Half of them can't even pronounce the name of players of the cards they're buying, let alone play the sport. So my venom is towards those people with an audience. They don't want to bring people on like us, and we've had everybody on. But guys, think of how many shows have invited us on. That's my venom.
So you want people to invite you? Is that what it is? Who do you want? Let me go this way, right? Because I don't let you off the hook. I don't let anyone off the hook. If you got 3 people out there who you would like an invite from, who would it be?
I don't want an invite from anybody.
Okay.
I'm not out here sitting that I want an invite. I'm just saying that was an interesting observation I had this morning because what makes us different from everybody else? Everybody could talk, Cage. You know, opinions are like assholes, right? Everyone can talk, but what makes us different is 1, we show up every day for our audience, but 2, we also bring people on that we don't agree with, because we don't make things about us, we make it about our audience, and we want them to get educated. So what I'm seeing a lot of is people who are intimidated by what we're doing, and they're worried that we're going to take their audience if they bring us on. So my play today, Luca Nation. Now that that's out of my system, I'm super excited. So it has me thinking about Kobe's market. Kobe's market has been a little bit quiet recently. And the interesting thing about Kobe's market, I mean, is do you invest in his rookie card? Do you invest in superfractors? Is it the 08 LeBron moment, which is iconic? My favorite, and this is just my favorite. Are my headphones dead? Can you hear me still, Cage?
I can hear you. You're doing great. I'm waiting for your favorite. And hearing about Kobe. I'm excited. I'm excited.
My favorite is the Flair Showcase, Cage.
Ooh, okay.
The Flair Showcase. And I think here's the reason why I think that's an iconic card. First off, it's in his rookie year. That's one thing. So the Flair Showcase, it's in his rookie year. It's also maybe the best looking card, in my opinion, ever made. Or I'll put it at least in the top 5 of Kobe's aesthetic rookie cards.
Okay.
And this is a card, and I'm going to pull it up here, Cage, on Card Ladder.
Please, I want to see it.
When you guys see this card, you're going to ask yourself, why haven't I bought this before? So this is the card. It's the Kobe 1996 Flair Showcase Row 2. And again, I'm going with this PSA 8. I go with the PSA 8, guys, because truthfully, and I've said this before, I believe PSA 8s are the old PSA 9s, especially with the new Lighthouse label. I do believe that they grade these a lot harder. It's a 25-year-old card. And look at this run-up, right? You had this in the beginning of this year, it was a $105 card. Got all the way up here to $525. Now it's in the, $150. Here's one outlier sale at $195. But it's a $150 card in a PSA 8. That's a super affordable card.
Yep.
I wouldn't go raw with this because if you look at the raw version, it's $100. Now you're thinking PSA 8, but like I said, in my belief, I do believe PSA 8s and 9s actually might have a higher return short term than some PSA 10s. So if you look here, if it even just gets back to what its highs were, and I believe it will. I mean, if you look here, it's a 571 pop. Beautiful, beautiful card. Look at that artwork, Cage. Young
I like
Kobe.
it.
Young Kobe. Beautiful card. It's the
Look it
Row
up.
2 one here. There's actually Row 0 as well, which is a little bit more expensive. The Row 0 is 945 cards, but it had the same chart, right? And this chart may be manipulated. There might be some price manipulation. There are some auction houses that keep running auctions. They never get paid, and they just keep running them. So there might be some manipulation, but I do believe that this card is a collector item. This is a card that, in my opinion, has some of the best artwork ever done. Here's another one. This is, again, 1996, rookie year, Row 1. And you're able to get this card for basically where it was in the beginning of the year. And let me ask you, why? Why is this card so cheap where other cards like this, of other players that even haven't accomplished nearly what he has, their rookie card, which is, aesthetically, I don't want to say gross, but I'm going to use gross. Aesthetically, not pleasant. It's not a good looking card. Sell for way more than Kobe. I don't know. And that's my play. I think it's an amazing card. I'm probably going to start buying this card myself just because I missed the Kobe market. I haven't been into the Kobe market in a long time. And, they say buy what you love. Well, how about you buy what you love and it's a good investment, right? Because I'd say if you buy what you love, someone asked me like, Andrew, if all my cards went to 0, I would still love them. Can you say the same about your NFTs? Bull fucking shit. If your cards went to 0, you would not still love them. You would be pissed. So don't feed me that load of bullshit. So what you want is cards you love and are good investments. And I believe that's this.
Yeah. It's hard to love something that goes down to $0. That's definitely true. It's definitely 1,000,000% true. So, I had some plays, but I'm going to switch my play. See, your headphones dead? We got a little bit of an echo. Oh, we're good now. So you could pull it up for me while you're on there if you like. Can you type in 1994 Flair? I see you're very excited because you love the Flair stuff. But 1994 Flair Marvel 104. So 1994 Flair Marvel and just type 104 on eBay. And guys, if you're listening to this and you're not watching Andrew's, his eBay screen share, he's about to share the screen on YouTube. This is just one of several cards that I'll give you as a play here. But he made the episode about something today. And, as we like to do like a Seinfeld episode, we bring it all together. 1994 Flair Marvel number 104 is from the 1994 Flair Marvel Universe set. And the card 104 title is Maximum Carnage. Now, you don't have to get the PS. Is that a PSA 10? What do they want for the PSA 10? That's beautiful. I'm sure PSA 10s are tough. The base card on this is available on eBay all over the place for $20 or less. $20, buy it now, $20. It is called Maximum Carnage. It has Spider-Man. It has Venom, because that's what Andrew made today's episode about. Venom. Spider-Man, Venom, and Carnage. There is a movie coming out. The next Venom movie with Carnage. Now, if you don't like card number 104 and you just want to do more Carnage for less money, there are several other Carnage cards which are really, really cool in this same set. I love the 1994 Flair Marvel set. You really want to go a little cheap on these. There's a Spider-Man card that's, it's like a Carnage Spider-Man, kind of like a Venomized Spider-Man, but it's Carnage in there. It's really cool. My favorite is number 135. If you want to pull that one up, we want to talk about really cool artwork. You don't have to if you don't like to, but it's cool. It's kind of like it's Carnage kind of coming out like this, artwork, style. It looks like an art type of card. I love the 94 Flair Marvel set. They weren't exactly packs. They were kind of like Flair was almost like a box, like a little box pack. Cool art, right? Like cool stuff. Carnage. Look at that. That's a cool looking card. And they're available on eBay. This card for $4.70. Buy it now. $6.99 or best offer. Not a huge expenditure. On these. Who knows whether or not you can grade them? There are graded ones. They cost a little bit more money. I don't own these. I do own a bunch of Marvel cards. I think that the Marvel stuff, comics, whether it's DC, Marvel, they're continuing to run We've talked about the Marvel cards as an alternative. They have not caught on the same way that comics have continued to go up, but I believe that will change when the comics continue to go up. People will look for a lower cost alternative to grab their favorite, comic book action heroes, you name it. When there's something going on, when a movie like this is coming out, I think you'll see increased demand for characters like Carnage, who, by the way, is played by Woody Harrelson. Looks pretty awesome. So in any event, this is a cool play. It's less about the particular card I gave you. If you're a Captain America fan, there is a Captain America card that's really, really cool, number 94. Take a look at the set, because we've only talked about, the 1990 Marvel. And that's like an OG, white border Impulse set. But the Andrew talked about the Flair retro, like the PMGs and, the artwork in those. We talked about the Jambalaya recently. This set was one of the first ones. And there was a 93 Skybox, I think, as well, if I'm not mistaken. But the 94 Flair Marvel set, it's just really, really cool art. They finally said, all right, we've been doing this art with comics all the time. How do we let that 1990 Marvel set be the one that the one that is the one that carries us? It's not. These cards are shiny. These cards have great art on them. And nobody was grading these things. Nobody was taking care of these things. They're buying the cards, putting them in sleeves. So anyway, pick whatever guy you like. I went with Carnage and Venom, of course, because this was Andrew's Venom episode. So how do I not pick the villain in the next Venom movie, Carnage? Right? Got to do it.
You don't want to talk about a little bit about the roadmap for our NFT? Give people a preview of how we're preparing to tie this into the card space, and specifically in how the roadmap benefits the card community?
No, I do. When you ask questions like that, what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the movie The Wedding Singer. Right. Uh-huh. And Adam Sandler, he's depressed. His girlfriend left him, and he's up there, and he's I think I don't know, he's at a wedding, and he's all mopey, and the people are like, "This is the worst wedding singer ever. Like, what are you doing?" And he yells back at the father of the bride, and he goes, "Well, I have the microphone, and you will listen to every word I have to say." So that's what I think of when you're like, you don't want to talk about something. How about this, dude? It's your show. Go for it. Speak. If you say something that I think is, dumb, I'm going to call you dumb. It doesn't happen that often, but yeah, shoot. Let's hear what you got to say.
So this is Andrew's Tigers and Bronze? You renamed it?
I mean, if we got Luca here, it'd be great.
Andrew's Tigers and Bronze featuring Cage.
Andrew's Tigers and Andrews. Yes. No, dude, seriously. The point here is, if you got something to say it. Go for it. People want to hear what you have to say, and obviously you're excited about it. I'm excited about the NFT. So shoot, let's see what you got.
I mean, here's what we did. So guys, you know this. I'm in this program called the Ret Syndicate. What that is, it's this business program ran by Andy Frisella, Ed Milet. And today we did an awesome kind of internal mastermind with some people from the group. And it was fun. It was fun. It really was. And what's cool is how, dude, when the lights go on, Cage, you're a star, man. People there were guys just staring at Cage. They're like, what is this guy talking about? I don't know, but it's really cool.
Like this.
Yeah.
Like the old,
yeah. And these are guys that have $5, $10, $15 million businesses. One guy buys land, so this guy, but when it comes to NFTs, they're hearing all the buzz, they're hearing, all of these high ticket items. CryptoPunks are now 100 ETH. So they want to learn, but they're like, it was like, NFTs want to 100. But just one of the things that I'm very excited for is with the reason we get these partnerships, the reason companies approach us, the reason why these people want to listen to what we have to say, it has to do with our community. I really believe that truly to my core. And I wouldn't want to do something that doesn't benefit our community, right? And whether it's a false narrative, false information, what I want to do is shed a light into why we do what we do. Because I believe that if you guys know our intentions and our goals, you will understand why we're building for the long term versus trying to sell out in 24 hours and then leave a lot of people with bags, right? We want to build. And one of those things is, as we constantly, it's funny, until last year, basically this year, January, we didn't have a single sponsor. And now we have sponsors that reach out to us. And that still blows my mind thinking we're basically 12 months into this. But I'm like, how could we take and pocket all this money, right? That wouldn't be fair.
Nope.
So we have this vehicle, this NFT, and we're able to say anybody with a tiger, anybody that's minted a tiger up to serial 225, anybody with these tiger traits or these tiger qualities, we are going to share in the profits of sponsorships. We're going to share in the profits of when we eventually have merch. Shouldn't the people that hold our tigers, and if we're putting tigers on shirts, hats, and things like that, shouldn't they also profit from that? So I'm starting to think about our roadmap in that way. How do we integrate our success so that our NFT holders, our tiger holders, also are profiting and benefiting? Now, what's cool about that and what's also daunting is that's a long-term game, right? And we are hoping, and I believe that you guys are going to be rewarded for this, that you're going to be holding with us long-term, that you guys see the vision with us. And as many of you have, reach out and be a part of this movement, because we're very, very much excited for it. And what our goal is it's more than this NFT fund. It's to provide financial and fiscal education when it comes to alternate investments, sports cards, memorabilia, NFTs. It's all the same game. It really is. You're talking about, how at National, people don't understand NFTs, but when they want to do a trade with Cage, they don't have their card there. They show a picture of their card that's in the vault that they've never touched. So this whole tangible and intangible thing is quite laughable. So basically, this episode was a monologue from Andrew. Cage gave some play that he decided 2 minutes ago resembled what Andrew looks like, Venom, a big red goblin. And Andrew
started Venom, so I figured, let me do Venom. We got to do Venom because he said
gave
Venom
you
50 times.
Yeah, and Andrew gave you Kobe's best-looking rookie card for under $200 and told you exactly why to buy it. So you guys are welcome once again.
Why? Can I ask why row 2? Like, what's the difference between row 2, row 1, row 0? Do you know?
So it's funny. One of the guys that reached out to our community, I hope you could answer this, and he asked, like, what's your Mount Rushmore of cards? And with this set, I actually said row 0, row 1, row 2, and I don't know if there's a row 3. I think it's actually cool to have all of them. So I would actually go with all. Like
But is there a difference? Is one numbered? Do you know? Or is one like limited? Is it what's the story with it?
I don't know the story behind row 0, row 1, row 2, and frankly, Cage, I don't know where you go to get. No. I researched it. Where would you go to find that kind of information? Did Flair have a blog in 1995 or in 6 when they released this card? What a ridiculous accusation to say I don't care. I do care. I don't have a place to go and get the info. So sorry I didn't open up an encyclopedia. Oh, let's go to F, Flair. Oh, the Kobe Flair card. Here's why there's rows 1, 0.
I don't care. That's pretty funny. No. I mean, obviously I would imagine it's less. There's less of a pop, but it does not look like it's numbered. I'm looking at the Kobe right now. It says row 0 on the top left of the card, seat 31, section 1. It does not look like it's numbered, but the one you gave, what was the pop in PSA 10 if you had it? You have any idea? Because the pop of row 0, there's 67 PSA 10s is what it looks like. So
row 2?
Yeah, what's the row 2?
Pop on the PSA 8?
Yep.
571.
Okay. So, I mean, still low.
On the 9s, on the row 0 PSA 9 is 327.
Nice. That's it. So, 97 Flair Showcase, 540 card set, 180 players on 3 different levels. Row 2, style design. Row 1, grace design. Row 0, showcase design. The row 2 cards were the easiest to find. Row 0 were the toughest. That was not very helpful. But the insertion ratios, here we go. So there is the show time, the show piece, and the show stopper. Does that make sense so far? We got.
I don't see why it wouldn't. I could speak English.
Maybe this is baseball. I don't know. Wow, you got the Venom today, man. You really, yeah. So Showtime had a baseball icon, Showstopper had a batter icon, and Showpiece had a glove icon. And what it looks like here is row 2, the Showtimes were number 1 to 60, 1 in 5.1 packs. And then the Showpiece 1 in 1.5 and 1 to 1. So basically, it looks like you got these row 2s all over the place in every pack. The row 0, the rarest ones are 1 in 24 packs. So it looks like 1 per box, numbers 1 to 60 Showpiece. So yeah, I mean, they're a rarer card. Doesn't exactly say that it's numbered per se, because they're not numbered. But yeah, Showtime, Showpiece, all these other fun numbers.
Gorgeous
Yeah.
card. Let me show you guys the Jordan version of this while we have you. Look at that card.
Yeah, that's nice.
I mean, raw 863, but like, I mean, very interesting chart on this card. I think what my interpretation is, people can't figure it out, right? It's like aesthetically, it's beautiful. I mean, this is row 1. Sure, it's a little bit more popular, but like, look at the price difference. You could get $42 for the raw version of this card.
Yeah. Yeah, this is easier, right? So it's the same thing. Basketball, same thing. Showtime, Showpiece, Showstopper. So row 2 odds, 1 in 5.1 packs for the Showtimes. That's cards number 1 to 30. 1 in 2 packs, cards 31 to 60. That's Showpiece. And 1 in 1.5 packs, 61 to 90 to Showstoppers. The row 1 odds are 2.5, 2, and 3.5. The row 0 odds for the Showpieces, cards 1 to 30, 1 in 24 packs. 31 to 60 Showstoppers, 1 in 10, and card of 61 to 90 Showtime, 1 in 5. So Kobe Bryant is card 31. That puts him in the second grouping among the rows. However, the themes swap in each row. So Bryant's row 2 is a Showpiece, row 1 is a Showtime, and row 0 is a Showstopper.
You're boring me. What are we doing here?
That's cool. Distinct design can be seen with 3 different Kobe Bryant cards below. So the one you showed is actually a different art. It's different drawing, a different design. Row 2, row 1, row 0 have different pictures.
Yes, they're not the same card. You're absolutely right.
That's pretty cool. And on top of that, Legacy Collection Parallel number to 150 is available for each row version. So there you go. So there's the explanation. We've got it all. We've got the whole deal. And imagine those Legacy Collection Parallels probably carry one heck of a hefty premium. Jeez.
Yes, they do.
What do the kids say? They say, sheesh. That's the Legacy.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. The Legacy Collection is numbered to 150. Wow, dude, the Legacy Collection that's numbered to 150 had a sale the last sale was February of this year for $90K according to Card Ladder, and that's a BGS 9.
That's a sheesh. Let me hear you say it.
No.
I tried this, guys. I said it the other day. I was with my kids, and he's like, I don't know how something like that catches on. Sometimes Andrew's the funny-duddy old man. He's the boomer.
I'm not a follower of these guys' words.
You want to know why?
Tell me.
Because you're sus.
Luca Nation, why we're cutting this short is I'm going to do a quick 10-15 minute interview with Natural, artist. He's doing a collab with Bleecker Trading, and we're going to post both episodes tonight. So tune in. It'll be cool. It'll be like 10-15 minutes. We'll talk about his artwork. Why and how he's getting into the card space. Maybe I'll do a screen share of some of the cool stuff he's done. But check him out. Go to the Bleecker Trading Instagram page. You'll see some of his art. They have some hoodies for sale, some shirts. I think they did like a Jordan Flair kind of mural. So I quite like his style. So I would take a look at it and let us know what you think. And tune into the other episodes. There'll be 2 episodes tonight.
You guys know him. He was a Project 2020 artist. He made some of the cool cards. He's the one that does a lot of like the angular stuff, the triangles. He had a really cool Roberto Clemente card where the Pirates hat had a triangle on it in Project 2020. I think he did the Frank Thomas 1991 where he basically just he changes the names and the art and the stuff to a lot of like angles, triangles, and shapes and stuff. It's pretty cool art. You guys can check him out. Just go right on the Topps website. It's Naturel. Naturel, and yeah, he's gonna be at Bleecker doing a collab with Bleecker Trading.
Panthers versus the Texans tonight. Panthers are -8. Where are you at on this?
So I know you're not supposed to tease in the same game, but if I were a betting man, I would do a 6-point teaser, and I would tease the Panthers down below a field goal and the over down to 37, 36 and a half, depending on where you're getting it, right? I think the Panthers are gonna beat this team pretty bad, but I think the Texans do enough to score. I think the Panthers defense does well. I think McCaffrey goes all over the place on this one. You got no Tyrod Taylor, and you got a rookie quarterback making their first start in the NFL. I could see this one being like a 38-10, 31-10, something like that. 31-10 would not be an over, by the way, which is why I'm teasing it down. I can see it being one of those kind of things, even 28-10, which would be enough if you tease that number down.
Is this where we see maybe Darnold's best game of his career versus the depleted offense?
So yes, I think Darnold goes crazy, and I think it's like a coming out nationally televised. I'm going to show you guys I can do this. And here's the best part: Panthers go 3-0, and the Panthers go 3-0, and they make the playoffs. Teams that go 3-0 make the playoffs. I mean, it's just last year, every team that went 3-0 made the playoffs. It's just one of those things where, they start at 3-0. I think they're going to be fine. They're not the best team in the world, and they're not going to do much in the playoffs. But it's a nice thing. If I were giving another play that was not about Venom and maybe had another play here, it would have been to take a look at Sam Darnold's cards, because people don't believe in him, but he's going to be 3-0. He has that Jets stink all over him. Right, but there are people who are bettable, bankable after they leave that team. That messy situation where they were. Not to call the Dolphins a messy situation, but look at what Ryan Tannehill's done after he left the Dolphins. I mean, it's another good example. I mean, Tannehill's he's more than a serviceable QB. He's had some real success. He's made the playoffs, and I think Darnold is going to be able to resurrect his career there. And you see the good start. I mean, I think, you could do worse than betting on Sam. And we know that the Prism rookies from that year, they're pretty low pop. People weren't great.
1,000 of them, 1,000 PSA 10s, 1,100.
So just another little side play. What do you think about the game? What do you think about my play, man? You're the professional bettor. What do you think of the in-game parlay, in-game teaser, excuse me?
I see the angle. I could see, I gave the stat with Christian McCaffrey. They score 27 points a game without him on the field. Their Panthers are at 20. That's against, average teams. Houston is very, very porous on defense. And I think there's something to be said about teams like the Panthers that there are teams that win the first half of the season, right? As the second half of the season wears on, it's tough. Football's a very long season. Sometimes we forget that, but I could see this team being a 6-2, 7-1 team, right? Depending on, I haven't checked their schedule, so I can't.
And then falling apart?
Not falling apart, but ending the year 4-4, right? That's not falling apart. That's ending the year maybe 11-5. Is this year 17 games? Is that what they're doing this year?
Yeah, yep.
So
we'll see what happens. When McCaffrey stays healthy, it's a different story. But you're right.
It's really like when you have a back like McCaffrey, who you can dump the ball off to, who you can hand the ball off to. And he. On a bad play, he could get you 5 yards, right? That's the kind of back he is. I was watching Barry Sanders highlights last night.
Oh, he was awesome.
He was awesome, right? And McCaffrey's a different runner. The game is way different, but he has that elusiveness where it's really hard to bring him down, and it's really tough to bring the guy down. Barry Sanders was elusive and fast and quick, right? And very low center of gravity. That was the hard thing. Like, people got his hands on him, but still couldn't bring him down.
They had a team that believed in him, and there was a commitment to the run. Barry Sanders, if you look at his stat lines also, it was always like 3 yards, 2 yards, 1 yard, -4, -3, -2, 53, 1, 2, -3, 81. You know what I mean? Like a lot of other teams, they try to run the ball 3 or 4 times with somebody. There's a -1 or 1 or 2. They're done. Now it's play action. Now it's throw the ball. Now it's switch it up. If they did that with Sanders, you would have missed out on those 2 huge game-changing runs.
If you guys watched the Panthers game last week, McCaffrey got tackled at the 1 yard line, I think 3 or 4 times that game. So, I expect a few, maybe 20, 30. I could see a huge run today. I do like that play over in the Panthers. I would play the Panthers on the spread. To me, this is one of those. I honestly, last week, I didn't have a good week, but I did say Bucks -21, and that got there somehow, some way. And that alt spread, by the way, is not the worst idea. So like if you see a 31-10 game, betting Panthers minus 16.5, you get 3 or 4 to 1. So
let's do it. Minus 16.5. I like it. Let's do it. Let's call that a 3-star play today. Panthers are going to eat them. They're going to eat them.
No, but Cage, it's not. You guys know me. It's not venom towards our community. It's venom towards people who live in the status quo and who don't want to have the difficult conversations because they know that if they did, they couldn't hang. That's what it is. So they hang. They stay behind the scenes. They talk shit, but they won't say it to your face. So that's what.
All right. Well, I mean, listen. You are entitled, my friend, to be venomous from time to time. I am never going to be, never tell you can't. Do you remember Venom's name? Eddie Brock, right? Cool Eminem song. Ian likes it. Can you be Venom? Can you do the Venom voice?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you ever seen the Venom movie?
No, you confused me there. Like I wasn't sure if I was making Eminem's voice or if I was doing kind of like Uncle George from Spider-Man, like with great power comes great responsibility. I didn't know.
That's a good one. I like that. No, but he does. I can do it. I'll do it. This is what I was going for. And it's a team thing, right? Like if you have Venom, I'm gonna have Venom. If you have Venom towards the hobby, I'll have Venom towards the hobby.
It's not no, not towards the hobby. Keep going though.
So it's not just you have Venom. It's not that you are Venom. We are Venom. That's what he sounds like.